Hi, welcome to Top Grumps, the show where we take your favourite characters, or not so favourite characters, turn them into a card game, rank them, and talk nonsense as we go. I'm Lee, one of your hosts. I'm joined by our other regular host, Kris. Hi, Kris.
All right.
Alright.
All right.
And gaming up North's very own Jake. Hello, Jake.
Yes, round two. Let's go.
Yeah.
Returning guest.
Returning guest because I recorded this whole episode with no volume. Well, actually, Jake and Kris had volume. I didn't.
Yeah.
What an
we
idiot.
were asking Lee lots of questions, and the entire conversation hinged on him. So
Yeah.
Hey!
Hey.
What an idiot, man. I don't know how I'm gonna say it. I think my gravy fingers slipped and hit the mute button.
yes, it was probably definitely gravy related. It at least seeped into your brain a little bit, probably. I imagine.
Oh yeah, because that's happened now, wasn't it?
I mean, when I dunked myself, it probably went up my nose and just clogged everything up there. So,
yeah. I almost thought that you should have to get in the bath of gravy again, just so the recording was authentic enough.
I'm never ever going in gravy ever again. It was horrific. So who are we going to be speaking about today?
Oh yeah. Today we're
Again.
going to speak about Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop, the animated series, not the live action one. Even though the live action one was good.
Yeah. The live action was amazing. I watched 3 or 4 episodes of it. John Cho's class. I think I mentioned before about his abs being absolutely amazing, but I'm not going to get into that too much because it did get a little bit creepy how much I was admiring them last time.
Pretty graphic.
Yeah.
The drawings were a bit unsettling as well that you'd made and showed us.
At least I'll not drool on this episode. But yeah, so anime Spike Spiegel. So what are your experiences? I'll go with you, Jake. What are your experiences with this show so far? I don't know how much you've seen or how you got into this.
Oh yeah. So I think I got into this on back in the days of streaming anime from real dodgy websites like Watch Anime or Kiss Anime or Anime Pervert Hentai 3000.
Good
But
one.
yeah, it was. I think when I watched this, I was a bit too young to sort of, other than enjoy the animation, kind of really dig into the characters or really get what they were trying to go for. Because I'd only watched Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh and Beyblade and crap like that. It's shonen trash. So I think this was a little bit more on the adult side of things, and it was going for heists and fun Western themes. And I think I just let it wash over me, and I was like, eh. then every time it came up in the group, I would tell people I didn't like Cowboy Bebop, and they'd be like, what?
Yeah, it takes itself very seriously, doesn't it?
Yeah, but having watched it now, I can appreciate a lot more what they're going for. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no power-ups or evolutions or giant robots or anything like that. It's just normal people hunting people down, bounty hunting, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is great,
but
still.
Yeah, but doing it in a Hong Kong action movie kind of thing, which I have come to appreciate
in
more
space.
in later life. In space, yes.
I think everything's better if you just add in space on the end. Where is Machete in space?
Yeah, well, Jason X kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That film gets some stick, but I love Jason X.
Yeah, I think me and Lee see eye to eye on this kind of the progression of how the character should go. It's yeah, he gets cyborg armor and goes into space. That's clearly the next logical step for any sequel.
Where do they go after that though? How do you beat being in space and turning into a cyborg? For someone like Jason.
You reboot it. You reboot it for the old people like Paul who wanted back to basics. Boots on ground, Jason.
Yeah, but then those people see the reboot and go, "What is this? This isn't the original. Fuck you, Rob Zombie."
Fuck you, Rob Zombie. Although Dracula's are pretty cool.
Chris, what about yourself for this? I know this is one of your favourite animes, isn't it? How
Yeah.
did you originally get into this?
Well, to me, it's proper nostalgic because it was one of the first animes that I saw. I watched it on, I think it was like 11 o'clock at night or something. I just got a telly in my room with like a dodgy box on it.
From a
So
CD, CD
Yeah.
scene you're setting up there.
How old were you at this point?
30 what? No. 2000, so it would have been about 10, 11
All right,
years old.
that makes sense. I was going to say you wouldn't be a teenager at 11 o'clock at night with a TV in your room going, I'm going to watch some
Well-
cartoons. Not like,
Well,
I'm
it
going
was
to
on-
flick to channel 970 on the Skybox, watch the 5-minute preview.
Oh,
It
no.
used to be 10, man. I can't believe we put it down to 5.
I was going to say it was just before Babe Station, so there was no else on. So yeah, I watched it from there, but it was like I would never really watched it in order. It was like I'd catch it when I caught it. Same with stuff like that. It was a Boomerang, I think it was, where you'd get remember Kung Fu with David Carradine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch that as well.
I think this is one of the good ones for not having to be able to watch it in order, though. Like, each episode does
Yeah.
contain itself. It's not like, like Villain of the Week sort of thing. Like, it is, but it does still have some continuity in it, at least.
Yeah.
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 And also, there's plenty of Faye Valentine to look at, and lots of. Spike's a fan of big jiggling animated.
Who isn't?
Do you know, like, that's a difference between the anime and the live action that I thought was very different. Like, in the anime, Spike's like, I hate women, I hate children, I hate dogs.
Yeah.
But in the live action, they go to a strip club thing, which is horrific. But like Spike's like looking around like, oh yeah, I absolutely love this place. I come here all the time. But it's horrific with the woman walking past and the face flashes and it's an old lady taking this man, and he's like, oh, he's going to be so disappointed.
So are you saying that the older generation shouldn't work now?
Well, there's jobs for everyone, but some jobs people shouldn't be in. Let's just stick with that, so I'm not offending too many people. Yeah.
Let the hate comments start.
There's gonna be comments.
Our 5 viewers
It's
are going to be
just Joe.
furious.
It's just
And me
Joe.
and Chris
It's
are
just
4
Joe.
of them. Joe's the other one.
Uh,
Right.
yeah, so that's how I got introduced to Cowboy Bebop.
Well, excellent. I got introduced
Yourself?
to it because it came up on the wheel and you said I had to watch it, and I've had the time of my life watching it. When we did this on Saturday, I'd only seen 18 episodes of the anime, 4 episodes of the live action, read the entire manga. I'm still at that exact point because I've had a crazy past 2 days and I haven't had a chance to watch any more. But I think that's still a lot to get through in the 1 week that we've had.
Yeah, I expected you to read the wiki on Spike and then watch 2 episodes or something. I didn't expect you to go all in like that.
No, I watched 18 episodes and then I've read the wiki for the last 8 episodes or something like that, just so that I knew what was going on, because obviously things are going to get spoiled. Things would have been spoiled on Saturday because I think we did mention about Spike's death. Is he dead at the end, sort of thing? Spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't seen Cowboy Bebop. That's in the middle of it, but it came
We
out
don't
in
know anyway.
1988, so
Technically all the top Grumps characters are dead as soon as the souls are trapped in a card.
yeah.
It's just how it goes, guys. Sorry.
Can't wait to do that Paul episode. Your soul is mine. Yes.
Oh, we need a picture of him like this against the card.
In the Phantom Zone.
And he's like, Sammy! And then Lee does the horrible finishing move and steps on his back. I can't really I don't really know what he does in Mortal Kombat.
Right.
And then
So,
Chris will wake up because he had the dream, and then you'll win the tournament.
we'll get on with this card, and Jake, because you're the guest, we'll let you go first. So, strength first. What would you rate
Yes.
Spike on his strength?
I've rated the strength at a good, respectable 9. And my reasoning behind this is because he's very, very good at Kung Fu, which we see, or something. Krav McGraw, whatever it is. We couldn't decide. But yeah, we pretty much immediately see him, like, parkouring around the streets, like jumping over trash cans, kicking anyone that gets in his way, really. And we also see that he's like fast as well. Like there's that guy who takes all the drugs who you think like, oh, you'll snap him in two. But then like, Spike's like dodging out the way and being like, this guy's easy mode. So yeah, I thought like for a human, 9 is a good strength level for him because he'd kick your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about yourself then, Chris?
Respectable 8. I'm not copying off Jake, but yeah, he's master of Jeet Kune Do, which is Bruce Lee's fighting style. That's all I know about it. Like, I don't know martial arts.
What?
Did your sound go off there again?
What?
Chris, you told me you did know martial arts.
He does do some Bruce Lee quotes as well, doesn't he? Where doesn't someone ask him to train him, and he's like, "You need to be like water," and that's like that's a super famous Bruce Lee quote, isn't it?
Is that not the last episode where he takes that paracetamol and?
Oh, too soon.
Oh yeah.
How
about you?
Myself, I've given him an 8 as well. So we have to do another tip touch through Jake's head.
Oh, it hurts.
So yeah,
they planned that.
His strength
Jake
is
all over my finger.
Yeah, his strength is definitely above the average human. But like we've said before, he's not like the level of like someone like Goku or Superman or anyone like that that we could possibly talk about on here. So it's mainly his skills, like his Jeet Kune Do that you said, that make him formidable. And yeah, he doesn't have like any power ups or anything like that, so he's not going to go any higher than that. Oh yeah, he's got a robotic eye, hasn't he? Which, does it do anything? Because the only thing I've heard him say about it that I remember is one eye sees the past and one sees the present.
I thought it made him really good at counting cards.
Yeah, they kind of talked about it like he shouldn't be allowed in the casino.
But yeah, I think that's probably it. Just an 8. I can't give him any more than that. And I think we've all had the pretty much same idea. 8, 9, 8. So it's like a high 8, 8.75. We'll go.
Oh, nice.
I didn't even do these ratings last time because it was like, oh, this is going to be awkward to do. But we'll just make something up as we go.
It'll be fine. Be fine.
So next up, we've got stamina. So Chris, what would you rate him on stamina?
Right. I normally do my scores like 10 minutes before we're recording an episode of Top Grumps. So I've put stamina as a 9, and I've put he's a predator.
What kind of predator though? Like
now
then, or like the I can't do the predator noise like with it.
Not without the gravy. Yeah.
Can you tell what it is yet? Waka, 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 waka. Which predator are we talking?
Epstein. No. So he's pretty relentless in chasing criminals. I think when he's motivated by money or the crack, food. So I've given him a high 9 because I've never seen him just be like, oh, I can't be arsed.
Yeah. good score. I've given him full marks. Give him an 11. Just because of how stubborn and determined he is. The fact that he can take like 100 bullets and still be like, well, I'm still gonna find a way to win. Whether it's like throwing a grenade at someone before getting shot out of a window, which he somehow still survives. So I think that's gonna play into his stamina as well, like his healing ability or durability for falling 50 stories out of a church, or well, not 50 stories because that's a massive church. We're not Scientologists.
After being attacked by a samurai as well.
But so yeah, full points for me. What about yourself, Jake? The stamina.
I think I went for 8 on this one because I was kind of thinking like, I get what you mean about the whole like keeps on coming and stuff like that, but I feel like he also is hungry a lot of the time because they've never got any money, so he never gets properly fed. Yeah, doesn't have a balanced diet. It's just all cigarettes and 9mm bullets
and bell peppers.
But you know, he has potential. You know, if his luck turns around and he ever gets the big score, then maybe he could be the 11 that Lee sees in him.
Yeah, but
I mean, hot.
It's a shame it didn't go on any longer than the 26 episodes, or even the manga's only 11 issues long. It's so short.
Oh wow!
You know, there's films.
Oh yes, there's one. Is there one film?
I think there's 2. I've only seen one of them though.
I've seen something about one film, and it fits in between episode 23 and 24.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I haven't watched that yet because obviously I'm still only up to episode 18. I
mean, it's all right.
But I wish
the Kris, it's all right, seal of approval.
All right.
Part of his wish is it did go on for longer because it would be nice to see them succeed and become these like the greatest bounty hunters that ever lived, sort of thing. And like, I don't know where it would go, but I think if he does die at the end, that is a magnificent ending. Also, like, not everything needs to go on for 10 seasons. Like,
yeah, that's why I think like I don't want to see it turn into a Shonen Jump. He eventually goes to the planet of pirate criminals and has to bounty hunt over there.
Yeah.
Oh, do you mean pirate criminals who go out and sell planets to Lord Frieza, something like that?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool. But yeah, you're right. Like, if he gets to die, then you'll finally get a good night's sleep and not have like bullet holes to recover from.
Yeah.
What are we up to? I can't remember what. Is that
Reliability.
Reliability. Reliability is me next, isn't it? So, I've given him a 3. I had a massive rant on this last recording. I'll try and remember most of it, but so he's unreliable because he like the worst thing he does is leaves a lobster in a fridge for a year, and it mutates into a blob and tries to eat his mate. He's so lazy and he doesn't care, and he's just dead inside because of the whole Julia. Is it Julia? Is that the last?
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the whole Julia thing of how he's like lost her or whatever, and I remember saying it was like, is your friend's divorced dad just after the divorce, where it's like, oh hi mate, everything all right, and it's like, yeah, everything's fine, but you see just behind him in the apartment, there's just like empty pizza boxes, couple of bottles of like liquor dashed about, wank socks on the floor. Which it just looks so disappointing, and it's like this man's life.
Hot dogs for tea.
This man's life is a mess. Go out, get laid, and move on. Find a rebound. Stop worrying about the last that you were with 3 years ago. You haven't seen her for 3 years. Move on. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, I just stood him up.
He likes brooding though. That's one of his hobbies.
So I can't give him higher than that.
Okay.
Jake. What about yourself?
I went totally the opposite direction on this one and gave him the maximum 11. Because my thinking behind it is, if you're like his mate, if you're like, either on his ship, or if he's met you once in his life and doesn't think you're annoying and deserve to like be tripped over and robbed, he will do pretty much anything to save you. Even in the face of the monkey virus, which I thought was a very good episode.
So cool.
He decides to like drive into like the wormhole like transport system, even though if it closes, he'll be trapped in like another dimension forever. Saves the day, like, takes down all the virus missiles and then, gets out at the last second. I just feel like that's a guy you want on your team. Like that's someone I would feel happy about relying on, given his track record. But as Lee says, I am not a lady with big bouncing anime titties. So, would I get that kind of reliability? That part, I'm not so sure about after hearing Lee's arguments.
That is a really impressive moment with the whole missile thing coming towards him, and he's like through the wormholes trying to take them out. But I loved it, but I feel like it's quite Anakin Skywalker. Not little Anakin Skywalker, like episode 2 onwards, where he's like a bit of a showboating menace kind of guy, and he's like, "Oh, watch me do this," and it's like he's saving the day, so he is reliable for that, but he's also doing it to be like, "Watch us do this."
Doing some cool spins.
Watch me jump into space without me suit on. Like how he does that.
And once again, I can't stress this enough. Monkey virus.
Just like in 28 Days Later.
I'm trying to remember the monkey virus thing, but what did
it turns people into literal chimps, apparently.
Did those people in capsules, did they look like Planet of the Apes, like the old, like, 1960s?
No, I think they just had remnants of outfits on. I think it just turns you into a chimp. It's called like Monkey Business because that to give it a fun name.
What about yourself, Chris? What's Spike's reliability? I think you're going to go in the middle, aren't you, of me and Jake, if I remember.
How did you know that? Yeah,
instinct now.
I've got a smack dab 5.5 because unless...
Whoa, hang on. You said smack dab in the middle with a 4. Between 3 and 11.
Alright, I thought this was take 2.
Also, are you allowed to put 0.5s in at the start, or does that come with the averaging process?
It comes with... We're allowed to put 0.5s. It makes it easier for Lee to do the maths afterwards.
I forgot to do it for the last one anyway, so...
5.5. Unless it's in his best interest, either his moral compass or he feels sorry for you, or there's money involved, you'll not do it. So it's got to be like mutually beneficial for him to be reliable for you. So I don't think I can give him a high score or a low score, because if something does benefit him, he will.
Yeah, if he's going to get money or food out of it, then he'll do it.
I'd cook him a meal to get a favour. That seems pretty fair, I think.
But I don't think he's as reliable as today's sponsor.
Ah, yes.
Excellent segue, Chris.
I forgot about this.
when I want reliability, I go to Big Trev's second-hand mattress store.
We just have to hope that in the 2 days since we recorded last, my files are in the same place, or this is going to go to a blank screen.
Oh, it's me, Big Trev. If you're looking for a cheap mattress, get yourself down to Big Trev's second-hand mattress emporium for all your soiled mattress needs. You steal them, we claim them.
Oh, wrong screen. That screen. Yeah.
Such a big get. I can't believe you got him for the show.
Thank you so much, Big Trev, for sponsoring today's episode. I did forget last. It's good that we're doing a second take because I forgot to mention that we do have a special offer code for this episode.
Yeah.
If you've got a shitty mattress that's like all soiled that you want to get rid of, take it down to Big Kev's second-hand mattress emporium and use the code PLOPTRUMPS and get an extra 10% store credit.
Oh, I'm doing this right now.
Again.
Oh,
You know I've got a room full of mattresses ready to go.
oh God.
I'm so glad we pulled that sponsor.
I know he's looking well as well, wasn't he, Big Trev?
Yeah, I think he's laying off the tabs. He's started vaping now, though. But it's
He loves
better
his
for the bends, isn't it?
disposables.
You've still got the pound of sponsor money. It's been 2 days since you showed it, and it's
I know.
like I said before, it still hasn't gone into Paul's Cayman bank account. So we're still winning. We're in a profit, Chris.
Oh, I was going to say if he finds out, but he'll not be watching.
Why would he not be watching the Top Grumps podcast?
Oh wait, he said the other night it's
Yeah.
not allowed to be called a pod.
Chris said before we went
What
live.
are
Like,
we?
Chris was like before we went live, make sure you call it a podcast just for Paul.
Paulie just sat us down and went, "You haven't got a podcast, lad. You haven't earned it."
I'm Spike Spiegel, and this is my favorite podcast on the Citadel.
Next up, we have intelligence. I think we're back round to you, Jake. What would you mark
Okay.
Spike for intelligence?
I gave him I marked him a 5 because he's not a total dumbass. He's very good at like talking to people, getting the assessment of the situation, making a dangerous plan, which I guess that's why I'm not giving him higher, because he creates a lot of collateral damage. He makes no, like, he doesn't try and hide it in the show. Like Jet will explain something important to him. He's like, "You do understand, right?" And he's like, "No," and then he just goes off. So yeah, I feel like he's got enough, like, wherewithal and street smarts about him to be a totally high functioning, bounty hunter. But he could do with some book smarts, That's my thinking.
Oh, definitely. What about yourself, Chris?
Right, so I've given him a 10, and I've just thought of an answer on the fly here. So, in response to Jake saying on about Jet saying a plan, he's doing the total opposite. I think that he's the kind of bloke that already knows what he's going to do, so he's just ignoring him. I think he was always intending on doing that, but I think he's like, "Oh yeah," and just not doing it.
Well, hang on.
That's how I perceived him anyway.
Hang on. You're saying you thought of that on the fly. You copied word for word what I've got in my notes from last time. What do you think you're playing at, Chris? Stop stealing my answers.
That's why how he cut your feed, because it was feeding directly into his AI program.
But yeah, I think he's got loads of street smarts, and I think he does have something behind the eyes. He just didn't show it that well.
Okay.
You, Lee?
I've given him a 4. Pretty much exactly the same answers that you have gave. He has got some street smarts, but not enough. So last episode, Bub? I can't remember because last episode was actually Spike Spiegel, but the one before that, I'm sure it was Bub. I gave him a 3 and said that he was at least a 3 because he was smarter than a toddler, being able to press buttons and stuff. So
Yeah.
giving Spike a 4 seems a little bit harsh. Like, I feel bad about that, but I've already wrote it down, so I'm sticking with it. He's got skills that he will have had to have learned, like piloting, and he's a Jeet Kune Do. That's going to take discipline and some intelligence to remember stuff. But just when he does stuff, he's just an absolute idiot. Like going in guns blazing, and it's like, right, we need to keep this one alive so we get the bounty. All right, I'll only shoot him in the head. That kills people, Spike. It's like did you ever see the YouTube thing of Badman, where it was the Batman piss take, and
Yes. Yeah.
and he's like killing everyone, and someone's like, "Why did you kill them, Batman?" And it's like, "They're not dead, they're just sleeping." And he's like, "Mr. Fishy, no."
Maybe that's because Spike, he knows what he could survive based on previous experience, and he's like, "Oh, this is fine. If I just like throw someone through a window, they'll be fine on the other side."
Oh,
Well, like a kid squashing bugs and that. So,
what are we up to? Was that all of us for intelligence? Was it?
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
So yeah.
So next week,
Intimidation, though.
intimidation. Thanks for keeping us on track. Right. Who is up next? You, Chris? Are you for intimidation?
Yeah. I think my my answer had a song attached to it. But yeah, I give him an 8 because he's dead solid, more solid than a mattress from Big Trev's second-hand mattress emporium.
Let's see if this works. Big Trev's second-hand mattress emporium.
You seen 'em, we seen 'em.
Yes. Oh, it worked.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I'll give him an 8. How about you, Jake?
Oh well, I went a little bit different on this one. I put his down as a 3, and it's because of, I think, like, your guy's sort of metric for this is like, if he saw you shoplifting at the local offie and you bumped into him in the doorway, like how scared would you feel? I think he would sell it, like he would kind of like not even acknowledge you, but I think he might pickpocket the thing back because he kind of does that in the series, but it's a slightly different situation. But I think his intimidation is like, it's only there if you know him. Like everyone who tries to like fight him in the show is like, ha, this chucklehead and stuff like that. Then they get their ass kicked. So maybe he uses what I think is a low intimidation to like get people on the back foot and then kick their ass. But yeah, I don't know. I think he would mostly ignore you unless you like did anything horrible to him personally.
I think in this world as well, like, I've had time to think about this since you've like, you mentioned something about the pickpocketing,
Yeah.
and it depends, because a lot of people in this world are quite poor and really hard off. So if somebody was in the shop stealing a loaf of bread, I think he would probably distract the shopkeeper
Shopkeeper.
so that they actually had a chance. But yeah, if I was stealing something from a shop and Spike came around the corner, I wouldn't really be intimidated because he's got a very friendly face. But it's only if like I saw him like fighting somebody and doing all of his martial arts and like fighting a criminal, I'd be like,
Yeah.
oh well, I better not be a criminal.
He'd be the classic guy who drops it and then runs, but like in the silence after the fight.
Like there's always one at the end, like in like Kill Bill, where there's the child at the end, and she chops his sword, and he's just like, oh, gets his bum smacked and runs away. That's what would happen. So up next, that everyone's done intimidation, haven't we? Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, did you score it? I can't remember.
Oh, sorry, no, I didn't. I gave him a 2.
Okay.
Oh.
Next up, we've got HP. Myself, I've gave him 60 because, damn, he goes through some brutal punishment through this series. Like I said before about him getting shot and chucked out the church window, surviving the cold depths of space.
Which, by the way, can't happen. In case anyone out there thinks to try it.
Oh man, I was going to try that.
I'm pretty sure it explodes all of the moisture in your body.
Doesn't Spike also get bitten by the lobster blob thing?
Yes.
I'm sure it bites his arm, and he's absolutely fine. Jet's like on a couch, like absolutely dying. And Spike gets bitten. Like, they don't even mention it. He's just like, oh, damn. So, yeah.
Yeah, he has some dodgy mushrooms as well or something, doesn't he?
Oh my god, we didn't even mention that episode last time. Ein
Yeah.
with his little bounce man.
Yeah.
That was amazing. It's so cute. I don't think we have many wholesome moments on this show. Like on Top Grumps. But
Oh, Big Trev, man.
Oh god. But yeah, I can't give him full marks because he still can die. He's just a normal human. But yeah, 60 is the highest I'm going to go.
Okay.
Jake.
Yep. So that's why I went for like 45, because I was thinking like he's like top level regular human, but we don't know. I mean, he could have like cyber parts. It's quite cool how it handles his like backstory, like why is he the way he is. You kind of just see like some like flashback shots of him on like the operating table, and you don't know if it's like a weird experiment or if that's him getting like his cyber eye put in or whatever. So yeah, he could be stronger than I'm thinking, but yeah, he's definitely a tough son of a bitch who can stand up to an extra like extra handful more hit points than a regular guy, than me, I guess. I'd be down from one bullet, I'm pretty sure.
Actually, I've just remembered, like, so when you've like said about his cyber eye there and like getting that put in on an operating table, doesn't he mention to Jet like, oh, why don't you just get a new arm grown instead of having the robot arm? Could he not? Is he not being a hypocrite? Could he not have a right eye regrown from the same methods?
Is it I don't know if there's like a difference in the translations or whatever, but I'm pretty sure he also mentions like Jet's like, oh, when you ever gonna tell me what happened to you? And he's like, when are you gonna tell me what happened to your arm and stuff? So yeah, maybe there is like a lot of tech we don't know if it exists, so he could be altered, or like you say, he could have access to really good medicine, so he could just be like, I'm regrowing all the bullet holes back.
Even if we don't get any more Spike in Cowboy Bebop, it would be good to see more from this universe and get more of the lore, because there's so much that they could cover.
Yeah.
Like,
people
even like a Fear Valentine show or something.
Have you ever seen like an interview with the creator when people ask him questions like, oh, did Spike die and stuff like that? Have you seen his responses where he's just like,
no.
Yeah, but that's the sign of a good creator though, where they're like I made this art, therefore you go and interpret it on your own. Like, he's not interested in that kind of thing. He made it and it's done, which I kind of like.
I've seen it. Sure, I 100% agree with that because of people like Oda that exist with One Piece. And how many episodes in are we that? Like 1,200? And he's still like bringing in lore from like the first season and second season and integrating it into the newest stuff and being like, oh, remember this thing? But this guy from Cowboy Bebop's only made like 26 episodes. So
yeah,
it's not like there's that much to go into in that
regard.
But
I mean, I've seen him say like, cause people say, oh, will there be a continuation of Cowboy Bebop? And he's just like, well, I don't know if people are sick of it, and I don't know if I'm sick of it. So I don't think he can genuinely be arsed.
I don't know how you can get sick of Cowboy Bebop though. It's just a space cowboy bounty hunter, and what's not love about that?
It'll be like in like decades time when Kris is like, oh, I'm not doing any more Top Grumps, and he's like, did Lee die at the end? Don't know, mate.
Oh, actually, this is a good question to ask. I don't know if either of you'll know about this. There's another Cowboy Bebop thing. What have you seen anything? I mean, you haven't read the manga, but there is another Cowboy Bebop thing, and I don't know what it is, and I didn't read it.
No, I didn't hear about anything else apart from Firefly, which rips this off.
In fact, I'll find a Cowboy Bebop Shooting Star.
Oh, I thought this was a setup to a joke.
No, there's something called Cowboy Bebop Shooting Star. I don't know what it is. I saw someone talking in a Reddit forum, which that's probably the worst place to go for advice. It's just trolls and idiots. But somebody was asking about getting into Cowboy Bebop, and they just said, read Cowboy Bebop, watch the anime, don't read Shooting Star. And I don't know if it's canon or if it's just fan manga or what.
Maybe it's the background of those the Bounty Hunter TV show people who are like, "Hey, amigo," with the crazy eyes.
The origins of the wooden horse and that. No, I've never heard of that.
I mean, I'm going to check it out still once I finish the rest, but it's probably shit.
Yeah.
Have to get back.
Be funny if it was fan fiction, but you accidentally read all of it, and then were like,
I hate
came to try and talk about it in Nerdy Up North, and everyone's like, "What are you talking about?"
I hate fan fiction.
Kissed.
Honestly, it's the worst. Like, we reading something, being like, "Oh, what's this? Like Dragon Ball comic?" And it's like there'll be some amazing big battle going on. And it's like, "Oh wow, this is actually really good." And then they finish the fight, and Goku and Vegeta will start kissing, and it's like, "No, I'm not reading this anymore."
One of the worst tropes that I've seen pop up in the Dragon Ball community is like they'll make up some horrible story about how like a new baddie or like a returned like a super perfect Cell will come and like kill Videl and Pan in front of Goku to like unlock his next form, and it's like, is that really what the fans want? Like transformations at all costs. Like the real creators are never gonna write anything like that.
Oh, this is Krillin.
So you don't like Dragon Ball Heroes then?
Is that what happens in Heroes?
They'll have stupid transformations. Like Cooler will show up and be like, "Oh, Frieza can turn gold. Well, I'll do it as well," and he just goes bleh.
Golden Cooler definitely just sounds like a name of like a drink or something.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So we've got next up strengths and weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anybody that wants to go first on this? Because I can't remember what order we're up to at the moment.
I can go first if you want.
Yeah.
I changed mine from the original one because I kind of misunderstood that you were trying to add something to the character that would power them up, sort of thing. So I picked. So you know how in the show there's that drug that's red eye, or bloody eye. So I've picked Geordie Eye would be a good power up for him. It's like like a little vial of brown ale, straight into the retinas.
Is it basically a GPS to let them know where every Greg's is?
Yeah, and it would do that. It would add the location to his cyber eye, and you would get like the powers of like a fighter who's had loads of Skittles in the big market.
Punching horses and that.
Man comes over, bang.
Oh mate.
Yeah, Geordie Eye. Yep.
Oh, Chris, what were you going to give Spike to boost his strength?
Well, I haven't changed a thing. Money and bait, I put.
Yes.
Basically, that's what fuels a bloke, isn't it?
Yeah.
Money and bait.
That's all we
I
live
know.
for.
Can you imagine if he did come for Greg's, he'd be loving it.
Oh, cheap bait. With his Geordie Eye.
That's the fan art we need. Spike completing a mission and going to get a sausage and bean melt.
He'd fit right in with his cigarette as well, like in the Greg's queue.
Flicking it on the bends.
Wouldn't bat an eyelid. He's a lot more handsome than your regular punter, though, isn't he?
Oh, wearing his Geordie jeans.
Oh, Geordie jeans, man. Jake went there not long ago, didn't you?
Yeah, I've time traveled there.
We haven't seen any time travel.
Nothing
recently.
fit us anymore.
Myself for strengths, so I put sexual intercourse, in which I've used the correct term for the procedure of a male and female, or male and male, female, whatever. Doing the thing instead of like the rumpadump or honka-dunk, whatever. I could have came up with a funny term, but
The real folk blues.
because obviously I have to use the normal terms so that all the anime weebs watching or space fans like Trekkies or Star Wars fans, other than Captain Goodwill, Master of Sex, who don't know what sex is, so I have to use the correct term because sex would help Spike get past all of the shit in his past. Like I said before, get a rebound, move on with your life, Spike. Fuck's sake.
Just come it out, lad.
Splooge and move on.
You can't brood as good if you do it though. Like it's like his brood meter would go right down. He wouldn't be able to stand and look out into space anymore.
Oh,
I think this whole series of Cowboy Bebop must have just been set in November, and he's done No Nut November for the whole
So you think
series.
there should be 30 episodes? Is that what you're thinking?
And he could have won the fight at the end and not died, but he's just been like, there's nothing left to live for.
No, that is true. Yeah, because
I haven't ejaculated in 28 days. I might as well die. Anyway, let's move on.
weaknesses.
Weaknesses.
Chris
Yes.
just say Hawk 2 of that.
Oh, so it was just involuntary reaction there. Oh. Yeah.
Jake, we'll go back to you.
Okay.
What are you going to do for weaknesses for Spike?
Along the same lines of what you were talking about, his number one weakness is the women. Because for things that Lee said, but also like he would basically get himself in life-threatening situations just for a lady. It even happens in like the first episode to a woman who's not interested in him in the slightest, but he just catches, he catches an eye down a top, I guess. And then, like he gets beat up, he gets shot, he gets in like a, high-speed chase. And it's all just because like a woman in a bar winked at him once and he was like, could I save her? He's like got that classic like savior complex when where he just gets himself into bad stuff because he's like, I can save her. But his bad stuff involves getting shot a lot and broken glass and drug-powered maniacs. So knock it on the head, Spike. You could be a better bounty hunter.
I see you've reworded your answer because I remember in the last recording you said, just like in real life, women are trouble, and you went on this huge rant and you named all of these people like Sammy and Becca and Sarah and everything, and and said
I let cooler heads prevail on that one. I had a heated gamer moment.
Just to be clear, if you're watching, he didn't do that. Sarah, please don't attack Jake.
I'm gonna get Jeet Kune Do Krav Maga from. But no, it is silly that in this day of the internet you do have to clarify that you're not being totally. You think saying ridiculous things would be enough, but it's not anymore.
Oh,
Chris,
I'm clarifying nothing.
Chris, let's hear what you've got to say for weaknesses as well. Then,
right. As the last time, same. Yeah. 1st of July 2007. Smoking ban in the UK. I think that would knacker him. Be coughing and puffing, coughing a lung up. He wouldn't be able to do his Jeet Kune Do because he'd be phlegming everywhere. And
can't even smoke outside of hospitals that he's always in because he's always getting shot.
The slight pause at the beginning of your answer, like when you were like, just like last time, the same. I was just like thinking, fucking tell us then. They didn't. The viewers didn't see that one.
I'm trying to add suspense here. And he's a bit of a simp for Julia.
Yeah.
So, women again. I suppose I'll have to agree with Jake and his rant last time about the women of nerd culture and stuff.
Oh, the women in nerd culture are amazing. They've just had an episode. What was the last episode?
Sci-fi.
They did sci-fi characters, yeah.
Yeah, they're
That's
amazing.
good.
So go and check them out. on the Nerdy Up North.
They actually know about all the characters and don't just make stuff up like we
Oh,
But
yes.
mine's pretty much similar to what you guys have said. It's just anything related to his past, which is mainly the women, Julia, some stuff with the Syndicate. Just if he hears something about the past, like even Jet can be like, "Oh, Spike, remember that thing yesterday?" And he'd be like, "Oh no, yesterday," and goes off into some depressing.
the peppers and onions.
Yeah.
God damn it.
But yeah,
Where's me beef?
but yeah, it distracts him and makes him less effective at his job. So, past.
Yep. And as we've seen, he also has samurais in his past that kick the shit out of him, which that's definitely a weakness.
I wish I had samurais in my past. Like I don't know why. It would just be a good anecdote to drop into a conversation.
Being a bit. No, I could see you being a bit like a Goku, where you're like, oh, there's just nobody to level up my martial arts with. Like, if only there was someone who would attack me out of nowhere.
I think this is why Paul doesn't like to go out and see people. Or like if we're doing something, he's like, oh, it's getting late, I better go to bed. He's like, oh fuck, those samurais are gonna be here any minute. I better get into hiding.
In his own dojo.
Oh, is that why Paul always has that weirdly coloured belt around his waist? His dojo.
Brown belt,
Lastly, for the card to finish off, we have the finisher. So,
oh yeah.
Who's going to go first for the finisher? I think I can't actually remember what you two said.
Should I go first? Because I always go last.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've already heard, mate, so the punch is gone. So I've got Louis Strongarm playing on the music thing. Just the starfish tip.
The swordfish tip, isn't it?
You did it backwards. The starfish is the
Is these ships called the swordfish, isn't it?
Yeah, swordfish. Yeah.
Keep
Swordfish
on rolling,
tip,
baby.
Oh, just move on, Chris. It's okay. We can do this. And banging the perp is gone.
That's really good.
Right.
Should we go for mine next? Which was just ridiculous because, like I said last time, I couldn't think of anything, so I just came up with loads of words, and then the words just all blended together into one weird thing.
So Joe, write this down.
Yeah, Joe. Spike Spiegel's illegal upheaval. Like a beagle fighting Steven Seagal. Can't touch me. I'm harder than William Regal. Yeah. Get that on a card, Joe.
Spike's well known for saying that. It's just not in the anime. It's in the manga, though, right?
It's in that shooting star one that I mentioned.
Okay.
And yours, finally.
So, yeah, my finishing moves that I chose were Spike Kegel, because I definitely think that he practices good body health. His body is a temple. He's well versed in holding your pee for 1, 2, 3. Yeah, keeps it tight. And my second finishing move is Jacket Full of Grenades, which I feel is self-explanatory and possibly one of the most effective special moves that you've ever had on Top Grumps.
The world would be a better place with a jacket full of grenades.
I just that's one of my favorite action movie tropes, when the guy's just loading himself up with he knows it's his last round with whatever baddie he's going to see, and it's just okay, knife holster, gun holster, grenade, bullet belt.
I feel like it sounds like the kind of DVD that you'd see in CEX, for £2. Oh, what's this movie? Jacket Full of Grenades this summer. Steven Seagal.
It's Jack Grenadier is a man on a mission.
So
I'm just thinking, what with a jacket full of grenades, one stray bullet.
okay.
Maybe.
The amount of times he gets shot. Oh, I'll just make myself explosive.
What's he playing at? Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
What
But
would
then
you
if he didn't do it, he couldn't have dropped it out of his pocket, like
Yeah.
right before the window smash, to do the cinematic exit of the scene.
But,
He's just thinking. He's always thinking ahead. Like he's always with the theatric.
Oh, will this look cool?
Yeah, like he's on the hospital bed. Like, did it look cool? Please.
Did Julia see us?
No.
it's the end of 22 Jump Street, isn't it, man? With Channing Tatum going, something cool! Throwing the grenade into the helicopter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very influential series that if someone watched it, they clearly put it into their like future projects.
So we're going to go with Spike Keegle, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay, you like
I'll vote
that
for
one,
that.
do you?
That's his
I can't believe
finisher.
none of you's got to that. It's crotch related and it's a play on words.
I should have changed my answer.
Oh god, are you? You had
I
the
would've
chance, you
known.
went first.
I would have
know.
no-sold it, Chris. I wouldn't have give you the satisfaction. I would
You
have
should
done.
know.
I'm like,
No.
Oh man.
take that back.
Edit this out. Change it.
But yeah, that's the end of the card. So that's everything ranked up, all done. So next up, we have to decide who we're going to be speaking about next time.
Yeah.
And what's my wheel called this week?
Oh, Spike Wheelgill.
Oh yeah, Spike Wheelgill. Yeah.
That classic. We had 2 episodes to think of that name.
I could have came up with something better.
Nah, it's perfect.
Yeah, it is. Do you want to sing something or play a jingle while I spin it?
Why am I singing?
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da. Doom, 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 doom.
Who's it on?
Wreck.
Who?
Shrek.
Shrek. Oh.
Shrek! Oh, hell yeah!
Oh, donkey.
Somebody once told me the Grumps were gonna rank me.
Oh, I don't even know how to react to that.
Oh, I love a bit of Shrek, me. Donkey.
Donkey.
Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
Swamp.
Oh. Don't worry, Lee. It'll be Ogre soon.
Fuck. No. Oh. Do you know, Jake, you're the one that's meant to hate puns and it's cringing me more.
No, when it's Shrek related, all bets are off.
Oh, God, man. Right.
So this is going to be the first card with all 11s and 69 across the board.
Oh, stamina. Oh, go all night.
Right. Now we're up to the hard bit where I have to try and remember what we need to talk about at the end. First of all, Jake, where can we find you?
You can find
What's
me
your
on
address?
the Nerdy Up North Twitch, where we do games and stuff, and all of you guys on this video series, non-cast. You guys all join us sometimes. We're getting Chris set up on his beast of a PC that he won in an illicit competition. But yeah, we play stuff.
Maybe that's right up.
We play stuff. We have a daft laugh in that. And I'm also we're starting the Countdown to Doomsday show with Sammy from Monsters. We're going to be doing a watch along for the Marvel stuff. So if you've been thinking about rewatching it and getting back up to date, this is the perfect time because we're going to start with Iron Man, and then every 2 weeks we'll hit another one. And we might rope these guys in to do some shorts for the movies that predate the cinematic universe. We might need some content for that going out.
Yeah, that'll be amazing.
Wait.
I'm trying to think what else. I said I always forget what.
because we've time trumped. That's a good one. Time jumped a couple of days, so we've missed Monsters now.
Yeah.
We watched Monsters on the archive. It was really good.
It's
Dawn of the
Monday.
Dead.
It's Monday tonight.
Yeah.
This could potentially go out tomorrow if I if I just raw dog this and just send it off to Paul when we're done. As long as it's got volume this time, this could just be up tomorrow afternoon. So what's tonight's episode of Monsters?
Dawn of the Dead.
Who's it? Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Not Bubba the Dead.
oh man. Oh, what? I'm loving being here, but I wish I was listening to Sammy talk about Shaun of the Dead. It's such a good movie. Definitely, everyone that's watching, go and check that out. This Sunday, Chris, what's happening on Sunday?
Oh yeah. Paul, Sammy, and me are talking about Robin Williams films.
I don't know if it's a surprise, but if this goes out tomorrow, it's not a surprise.
Screw your surprises.
He said it on TikTok live before. So
I was going to say, Paul doesn't check these episodes anyway, so...
It's out there. We can spot one. Do you want to give us some ideas for Robin Williams films? Hook. That's a good one.
Patch Adams.
I'm trying to think of the worst. Patch Adams. Yeah, that was coming straight in mind.
Not what's the one? Not Good Will Hunting. That's way too serious to be talking about.
You should talk. You should watch 24-Hour Photo, the one where he's an unhinged anime fan who becomes a stalker. It says, I like your Evangelion toy.
See, I would, but it's a bit close to like Life Imitating Art. Can't watch it.
I could never get away with Flubber. I don't know why.
Flubber.
I don't know why.
What's about with Flubber?
I don't know.
But
Like,
you've got a problem with green characters, like first Shrek, now Flubber.
it was just a ball of snot, just bouncing around everywhere. What's to love about that?
They went inside that guy and shot out of his arse. I mean, that was
Shooter McGavin. It is Shooter McGavin, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
As a kid, I was just cheering for the ass blasting, you know.
Oh man.
We need a clip of Jake saying that.
I was just in it for the ass blasting. That's going to be on Twitch.
And then,
as a
this
redeem.
Flubber clip triggers.
But as well as like Gaming Up North, Adam is also part of Gaming Up North. He's been doing some amazing streams on TikTok.
On the TikTok.
Go and check out Adam Ashbridge. Is it Adam Ashbridge Music or Adam Ashbridge?
Yeah.
I'm sure if you just search his name, he'll show up either way.
Yeah. Or just, you'll find us sharing his videos as well, because we like to help.
Pop into the Discord.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, actually, we explained the really easy method of joining the Discord last time.
So if you join the Facebook page and message one of the admins saying Lady Di has removed her bracelet, and we'll send you the Discord link to join.
3-step process, couldn't be any simpler.
Yeah. The elite club.
I hope Paul doesn't see this part of the podcast.
You'll know.
And just starts getting messages. Lady Di has removed his bracelet and be like, what the fuck's going on, man?
I think he's gonna change like how in wrestling they changed pay-per-view to like premium live event. I think he's gonna do that to your show. premium video length.
Oh.
But so everyone check out the YouTube. If you're already watching on this, then subscribe, like the video, share it, let everyone know that we exist. Join the Discord if
Tell
you
us
can
what you
remember
like
the code.
about Spike.
Yes, comment below and let us know. What else have we got? TikTok. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, the community page, Nerdy Up North community page, and the Nerdy Up North page, or Nerdy Up North Entertainment, because Paul shared some dodgy stuff, and now normal Nerdy Up North page is restricted. Damn you, Paul. It's all your fault.
This is some deep lore work we're going into in this last section.
Just any
Everyone's
social
left.
media or Spotify, anything like that. Search for Nerdy Up North. Join it. Do it now.
Yeah. Be our guest, yeah.
But other than that, thank you for watching. Don't be a grump. Be a top grump.
Top grub.
Hey.
Bye.
Bye.